Well, the charge here, there's two counts, Jake. One of them is making a threat against the President of the United States. The other one is using interstate communications to make that threat. So those are the two counts, and they carry a 10-year possible sentence if Comey is convicted. The key here is whether there was an intent to threaten the life of the President of the United States. Comey says that he did not. He says he saw the shells on a beach there in North Carolina. He took a picture of it, he posted it on Instagram, and that after it had gone viral and that there was a reaction and criticism of it, he took it down and apologized for it, said that he never knew that that reference could be one of intent to harm the President of the United States, which he never intended. So that is what is the key here and what this case will turn on. The fact is, a grand jury in North Carolina has now agreed with the Justice Department that this is worth going forward with. And so this case will now take its course. The other thing about this, Jake, is that we just had a press conference with the acting Attorney General, Todd Blanche, in which he said this is just like any other case. And I can tell you that is absolutely not true. We know, in fact, that just a few months ago, Comey was indicted on another case, and that ended up being dismissed. But in that case, there was no arrest warrant issued. In this case, there is an arrest warrant that is now being issued. And the prospect is that the feds will go pick up Comey at his home here in Virginia. And, we know that the President of the United States wants that perp walk. And so the question is that what we're going to get in the next 24 hours, Jake?
Ellie, how valid are these charges?
I think this indictment is deeply flawed. I think it's probably fatally flawed, and here's why. The law that Justice Department prosecutors have chosen to charge here requires an intent to kill or physically injure the President of the United States. And I think if you look at this communication, these seashells, it's just way too ambiguous. What does 86 mean? Yes, there have been instances in pop culture and elsewhere where people have used 86 to mean kill, but there have been plenty of other instances, apparently far more instances, where it simply means to remove or to cross off a list. And that ambiguity is going to be a major problem for prosecutors, because I will tell you, ambiguity is always the enemy of the prosecutors, because you have to prove your case not just by 51% or 75%, you have to prove your case beyond a reasonable doubt. And I don't see any realistic way prosecutors are going to be able to do that here.
Kristen, the president was calling on James Comey to be prosecuted just 2 days ago, but for a completely different reason. Let's remind our viewers of that.